Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Brev. Welcome to What Would Brev Do, episode 27. This is the series where I, a top player, walk you through an entire ranked seasons game from start to finish and talk about what's going on in my head the entire time. If you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe. I post a ton of MLB The Show 20 content that I'm sure you'll enjoy. Drop a like on the video. That helps me out a lot. For this one, we're finally getting the highly requested Jacob deGrom gameplay out of the way. Probably the best, finest pitcher that came out in the finest release. Arguably a top pitcher in the game, like #1. I think he's definitively top 3 for me, honestly. Don't forget these finest pitchers have active quirks, so before you search for a game, check to see if they have day player or night player. deGrom does not have either, so it doesn't matter, but it's a good practice to just look at that stuff before you queue into the game. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get searching because it's kind of late at night. It'll probably take me a little while to find a game. But deGrom's really fun. I think it's really important to not overcomplicate things when pitching with deGrom, which is going to kind of be a different type of video for me. Usually I'm finding unique ways to make pitchers just a little better. I think deGrom's pretty straightforward. The #1 thing I could say about pitching with deGrom is you got to be on your toes and you got to be actively keeping track of where your opponent's bat speed is at and maybe what they're trying to do at the plate. So there's really 3 situations that happen when you're pitching with Jacob deGrom. The first one is they're not ready for the fastball, in which case you just pump the gas. Pretty straightforward. The second case is that you feel like they're sitting fastball or they're cheating for a fastball, in which case throwing sliders a lot is really good. That's scenario #2. And then scenario #3 is if you're not really sure, you kind of feel like they're either sitting fastball or slider and you can't really predict which one. That's when we can get kind of cute and start throwing changeups and two seams and stuff like that. A lot of the stuff in the Dinelson Lamet episode I just did will be used with deGrom as well, because deGrom also throws a hard slider, hard changeup. Jeez, hard slider, hard changeup. So we're going to be throwing changeups and fastball tunnels, trying to get soft contact in double play situations. We're going to be trying to jam lefties with sliders if we think they're sitting off speed, stuff like that. So going to be a lot going on. We're playing a guy with a lot of prestiges in his lineup, so this will be a good test for us. Also, pretty much his entire lineup except for Mondesi is better against righties, so going to be a tough game for deGrom. It looks like we are starting off with the bats, though, and this guy's a top 50 player. That's pretty cool. This is going to be a good episode. I don't recognize the name. It could also be an alt account, so we'll see what happens. But should be a pretty good test for Jacob deGrom, considering this guy's lineup and the fact that he's top 50. Or he has made top 50 once. Good pitch from Kershaw there. Hall of Fame's looking really slow to me tonight. I guess that means I'm locked in. Kind of saw that the whole way, so that's a pretty good take. He'll probably go fast here again. Nope, he just hung me a curve. Kershaw's curveball, I swear, is just not that good, man. They got to do something with curveballs next year to make them like snap harder or something. Curveballs in general, unless they're thrown really hard on this game, are just not good. Alright, I'm cheating first pitch for a fastball because that's what he started me with. I really wanted to pull the trigger there, but it broke last second and I kind of bailed out. 2-0 to Willie. He could easily pitch around me here and get to Griffey, who's in the 3-hole. That's actually what he's doing. He's pausing to see who my next batter is. And upon finding out it's Ken Griffey Jr., he may just walk Willie Mays here, or he may just pitch him extra carefully. He could also be warming up a different pitcher, which is entirely possible if we're going to sweat this one out, considering I've basically been on everything Kershaw's thrown so far. That's a pretty aggressive pitch there. Fastball up and in. Not really expecting that one. 3-1 I'm just going to take. I doubt he's going to give me a cookie here. He's probably going to nibble. Yep, good nibble, though. Front door the sinker. Now we got to protect. Probably going to be something hard since I crushed a curveball last time. And there it is. PCI check, by the way. That's a ship it special. But we kind of knew what was going on that whole at bat, so even though these What Would Brev Do's have kind of turned pitcher heavy recently, you guys can still learn a lot from my approach at the plate. He may just take Kershaw out here right away. He's this is I don't know. I feel like this guy's sweating really hard for a game in the 800s, but we'll see what's happening. Maybe he's like 890 or something. It should be more nice about it. The connection's bad? My boy hasn't even hit yet. He says the connection's bad. I'm good, man. The connection was only bad after he gave up a leadoff double, so here we are. We'll play it out. If the connection's bad when we're pitching, that's when we'll be able to actually tell that it's bad. But it doesn't seem that bad. Like, if it's laggy, it would take a long time between, like, cutscenes of pitches and stuff. Kind of feel like he's full of it, but we'll see. Anyway, this episode's about my approach and not his. 1-1, I'm being patient here. That was a pretty disrespectful pitch, obviously. He may have not meant to throw it there, but we'll keep that in mind as a tactic from him. And we chased that, which was bad. I thought it was going to front door on me. I don't know how I didn't foul that pitch, to be honest with you. That's kind of gross. I thought I might front door, but it ended up lower than the strike zone, so that's just a... It's a good protect swing. I really should have fouled that off, to be perfectly honest with you guys, but it is what it is. 0-2 to Jimmy. He's probably going to get me to chase again, since I just did. He did not. He went top of the zone sinker, and we crush it to Willie. Feels bad. Anyway. Alright, Tatis has first pitch hitter, so we're looking for a hanger. That was not a hanger, so now we chill. First pitch hitter is a quirk that some cards have that raises their PC or grows their PCI with the first pitch of an at-bat. So you can see already, though, he's kind of switched around its approach. He's kind of pounding the strike zone, so we may have to switch around our approach moving forward. That's just a great swing by me. I mentioned feeling locked in. We just took a backdoor slider and hit it the other way for a bomb. Feels good when I have games like this because you guys know I'm not usually a mechanical player. I also feel like I'm getting pretty bailed out by Ship It right now, to be honest, but we're not going to mention that part. And he's back to nibbling a little bit, it seems like. He's kind of staying inside to Gehrig here. It's pretty rough trying to swing left on left against Kershaw, I found, especially early in the count, because you never just want to swing early and roll over a slider away. So I find myself being extra patient against Kershaw. I find it easier to kind of react to his fastball and sit more off speed early in the count as well, kind of just look for hanging pitches. Here's that slider away. We were ready for it, just a little bit late and under it. Pretty typical sequence is sinker inside now. He doubled up. Big boy take. I have to imagine this is something hard on the inside part of the plate. It was not inside, but it was hard. Lou Gehrig. Is deGrom even going to get a pitch? We'll see. I don't think he's going to bail. We're having an amazing inning at the plate, though. You guys can learn a lot just from this top of the first. I don't know what he's doing in the menu still. Maybe debating bringing in a pitcher. And I don't really know if he's going to nibble or attack me, so we'll just hang out for a bit. 2 straight 4 seams. 30th pitch of the inning. Front door sinker again, so he likes that pitch, especially when it's not 2 strikes. We'll see if he tries to tunnel that with a slider. Exactly what he did. It was close enough where I had to swing, though, so good pitch on him. Pretty lucky to foul that, honestly. And now he could easily just retunnel the front door sinker here. He did, but he missed his spot. Dude, my PCI placement right now feels good. We're putting up a 5 spot in the first, which means we're going to give up an 8 spot in the bottom of the first. I know how these games go. Mookie has first pitch hitter. Bop. Alright, so now I think I'm going to chill until 2 strikes, get that pitch count up. Now I'm regretting every life decision I've ever made after seeing that pitch. But Mookie also has 2 strike hitters, so it's especially with 2 out, pitcher on deck. If we can walk with Mookie, we get to turn the lineup over, all that good stuff. So being extra patient with Mookie with no on base is usually a good move. I don't know why I'm chasing low. I'm like locked in and not locked in all at the same time. It's super weird. See if he goes slider here. He did. Up the middle base hit. That's kind of a bad swing, honestly. So we're going to work Kershaw for 40 pitches in the first inning because I'm going to take till 2 strikes with my pitcher here. deGrom can actually hit a little bit as well. It's a left-on-left thing here, so it's tougher, obviously, but deGrom's swing is actually crazy. he's got like Ichiro's swing. That was just a cookie. I felt like I had to swing at that. That's what I mean with Kershaw's curveball just looking so juicy. But anyway, 39 pitch inning for Kershaw. Couldn't ask for much more. We stake deGrom to a 5-run lead. He's got Mondesi leading off against a right-handed batter. Mondesi has max bunting stats and is worse against righties, so it's a pretty common strategy for people to drag bunt with Mondesi when he's hitting from the left side. So we just go ahead and put down on the D-pad, bring our second baseman in to prevent this bunt. He could still bunt it to third, but it's significantly less effective. And then we ended up throwing a four-seam down the middle. So deGrom gives up a tank first pitch. We missed our spot. It's hard with deGrom in the initial part of the game because you don't really know what your opponent's looking for, which is why I started him with a slider. And it seems his bat's pretty fast, so looks like we're in scenario 2 where he's kind of sitting fastball, so he's going to get a healthy dose of sliders until we kind of feel him make the adjustment. We could also start throwing changeups here, kind of in fastball tunnels like that. And he swung over the top of that, so that is actually a perfect example of how throwing off speed high in the zone can be effective. He chopped that so bad because he swung way over the top, which is a product of the changeup like dropping below his PCI, obviously. So the approach immediately, it sucks. It took us a solo shot to figure this out because we did give up a run, but the approach immediately out the gate here is off speed spam. deGrom's nice because you can throw it low and high, similar to Lamet. He's looking to crush 2-0 there with nobody on. Pretty interesting. We could just walk Soto here. I'm going to throw a get me over slider just to see what he does. He did take there. Okay. Now I feel like he's sitting fastball, so I'm just going to try to run a two-seam away from him. He could early swing this for a home run. Good take. That's pretty much what we want to do there. I mean, we kind of have to pitch around Soto a little bit when we fall behind 2-0. We kind of lost that at bat early, but it happens. Sticking with the off-speed approach, though, you can just tell how fast this guy's bat is. And you can see we're throwing it inside a lot to the lefties. That goes back to the Lamet video. The hard sliders, the hard changeups really give you the luxury of being able to just constantly pound the lefties inside. And we get him to chase the slider there. So he has yet to adjust on his approach. So this is a pretty unusual game, actually. I find most opponents I play with deGrom struggle with the fastball more than the off-speed. This guy just came ready to fire out of the gate, though, so we're kind of having to pivot immediately here. He's doing a good job laying off that inside slider now. Good adjustment from him in this at-bat with his play discipline, but not necessarily with his bat speed. 3-1 to Griffey here. I'm going to throw the same two-seamer low and away and hope he doesn't early swing me for a bomb. And he takes. So good on him. We're kind of pitching a little bit scared. But when we fall behind in the count to these goons, it's kind of just how it goes. This is our first at-bat versus a right-handed batter all game. Accidentally threw that inside, but it ended up working well. And you can see he kind of slowed his bat down there. So now we're actually going to challenge him four-seam here. See what he does. He's late there, okay. So he's making the adjustment. And now that he noticed we're making the adjustment, he may overcompensate. So let's just bury a changeup and see if he bites. He did not bite. Good take. So now we're going to throw a changeup up and away to see if he swings at it as if it's a fastball again. He did not. That was destroyed. So that was maybe a little too cute. So there's a constant game going on. He got actually really robbed on that swing. I kind of feel bad, but he completely adjusted in that Salvador Perez at bat, and I got to give him props for that. We should have gone off speed low. Well, I mean, if we hit our spot, it would have been a different story. So maybe we made the right pitch, but off speed low would have been fine there, and also challenging him again with back-to-back fastballs would have been fine. 1-2 to Trout here. He's pretty much gone a slider or front door sinker every time here, so I'm looking inside. Of course, it ends up away. Luckily, we can react. That's the beauty of Hall of Fame. You have a little bit more time to see these things. And Trout leads it off with a single. Got to imagine he's pulling Kershaw here. And he does for Tom Seaver. Okay, Tom Seaver's really slow to the plate, so we're just taking off stealing first pitch with Trout. Easy peasy. Tom Seaver has one of the slowest deliveries in the game from the stretch. People usually don't slide step first pitch out of the pen, so that was literally a free steal for us. Hope you guys understood everything that went on there. Just a little bit of game knowledge. Hung the slider middle there. Trout took off running automatically. And the ball got run down by Juan Soto in right field. I am so salty about that sequence. That's actually so disgusting. That's been happening so much to me recently. I don't really know why they auto run on that. It happens when they get like a dive indicator in the outfield. But a lot of the outfielders, like ever since they tried to fix the patch where people weren't locking on to the dive indicator. Like, there's so many balls where they're just catchable without diving that show up with an indicator, and then your runners just take off. It's really frustrating. We went from, you know, first of all, that was a slider right down the middle. I got to stop complaining and hit here, but that's a slider right down the middle that we lined out to right field on, and my guy auto ran. So instead of 1 out, guy on second, heart of our order up, we end up hitting into a double play. Really, really frustrating. Maybe a lesson in tilt here, because I'm not feeling too good after that. I can't lie to you guys, my emotions are a little out of whack here, so let's try to settle it in. He has slowed his bat down a lot, so he's made the adjustment. I'm going to try to finish off this Bellinger at bat with more off speed. That's a hard pitch to lay off of. I'm going to go slider away one more time, just because I'm a little scared of Tatis ripping me first pitch here, and he was definitely trying to. Okay, so now we're going to focus on the heat. Try to change it up from what we were doing in the first inning, since he seems to have slowed his bat down. There we go, very late swing. And last time he threw a changeup high, so this is maybe a little predictable, but we gotta try to challenge here. He was still late. I wish I would have hit my spot. Back-to-back pitches where he was late, so it's pretty common to triple up. So let's try to stay one step ahead, throw a high slider, and he was early. So that is a beautiful sequence. And we were in scenario 1 there where we thought he was, or we were in scenario 2 where we thought he was cheating. This guy is not going to pinch hit. Okay. My man's ready to whoops. My man's ready to burn the whole rotation in this one. Obviously, versus the pitcher, you want to just try to pump the gas, because most pitchers don't have the bat speed to catch up to 102 unless they're guessing. And sometimes you can't give up a cheap hit if they're guessing, but usually I just stick to the fastballs against the pitcher. Anyway, yeah, he was cheating fastball for the triple up in that Tatis at bat. So we went ahead and threw the high slider, which looks like a high fastball, and he swung early.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Let's just give him another heater. Come on, Ricky. All right, here we go. Let's go hit. Man, I can't believe our inning got killed so bad last time. We had the perfect steal. The slider down the middle ripped for a line drive double play. Anyway, we got to move on. We got to figure out his sequencing with Seaver, because Seaver's pitch repertoire is pretty similar to Kershaw's. But people don't usually throw the slider as much with Seaver because it's a little slower. His changeup's really slow as well. He went triple sinker there. We're going to line out to right field again. Oh, I got over Soto's head. We take those. He's able to play Prestige Soto in right field with Silver, I think, is how his fielding ratings worked out. So that actually did us a favor there that he's got Soto out there. First pitch slider to Tatis after the 3 sinkers. He may try to keep it slow against us in this at-bat. He did not. We rip a sinker right at the shortstop. Feels bad. That's just us being aggressive early in the count with a runner in scoring position. Pretty classic Brev approach there. I heard someone call my approach passive-aggressive before, which I thought was a really good way to describe it. 2 sinkers to Lou. He could easily pitch around us here, so we got to be careful when we're ahead in the count not to swing at junk. That was kind of junk. It could have easily been lower. I'm kind of just looking for slow stuff here, which he did not give me. He's staying around the edges, so good job getting back in the count by him. Change up away, 3-2. I gotta imagine this is something inside. It could be a sinker or a slider. Was a slider away. Can we run on Griffey here? Don't backpick me. Woo, I was about to be mad about that one. He threw to the cutoff as well. I don't know. We were in there easily if I'd have sent him home, but there's no way for me to know that. We can easily steal with, bruh. This is not real. Okay, now we cannot easily steal with 64 speed. I was going to say because Seaver's so slow to the play, we could easily steal. Get ourselves out of the double play. But here we go. 3rd starter of the game. And we got to be ready for the heat. Jacob deGrom out of the pen. This is a very scary spot for me, actually. I could easily roll over a slider away. Oh my god, I almost swung at that. I could send the runner here as well, but I'm not going to. And Machado works the walk. Okay, base is loaded for Mookie. We have to be super aggressive here with the pitcher on deck. We have to try to elevate something to the outfield to get this run in if we can. That's not what we wanted. We got very lucky there. That's about the worst pitch I could swing at, and it dribbled through. So don't learn from Brev on that at bat. I think I was trying a little too hard, honestly. That could have easily been a double play. So we picked literally the worst pitch we could ever swung at and got bailed out. So there, we're looking for stuff up. And we're probably looking for fastballs, and I just saw the slider and took the bait. Also, I'm striking out on purpose with deGrom here. This is why I advocate so often to put a really good power hitter at leadoff, is because this exact situation, he's going to strike out my pitcher, and then we have bases loaded, 2 outs, but it's Mike Trout. So we have a bunch of power we can bring to the table. He actually walked me. Unbelievable. Yeah, we strike out there on purpose to stay out of the double play, but he just didn't take the strikeout. So, alrighty. He's nibbling very hard. It's very obvious he's kind of scared. This is a 4-seam all day, every day. Ugh, wasn't a strike. He's obviously not going to fall behind 2-0 to us there, so he's just going to come in with the heat. This is a slider now. Oh, a 2-seam right down the middle that I missed. Feels real bad. He doubled up on that. If I saw that bad of a swing, I would have doubled up too. Gotta stay away from the sliders, unless they're right down the middle. I meant sliders away. Trout makes it 11-1. Things you love to see. We are maybe another PCI check there, but we scored 11 runs on 3 different starters in 2 1/3. Feels really good. Like I said, this is a deGrom episode, but I'm absolutely popping off at the plate, and I'm sure you guys can learn a lot from this gameplay. He doesn't possibly go to someone else, right? Dear Lord. Okay, we're back to being patient. After you hit a big momentum home run, at least for me, I like to be patient in the next at bat because I have a tendency to swing first pitch at junk and make it out for no reason. He's keeping it hard to Willie, which is pretty typical. Willie has a closed stance. People like to pitch him inside with the hard stuff, so you got to be ready to turn and burn with Willie. Specifically, another fastball. He left it out over the plate. That's a double, easy peasy. Soto in right field is not looking like the move. I don't know why he's playing so bad, if I'm just hitting the ball in the right spot, or if he's that much worse in right than left. I don't know why he would be. Cheating first pitch fastball here. He did not give it to me. That's probably an accidental backdoor, so he may just throw that pitch again since he technically missed his spot. Oh my goodness. Was not ready for that pitch. Is he going to catch it? Okay. Oh, that's a tough one to miss, dude. Swung early at the change with the PCI nowhere close. That sucks. I've taken some really good at-bats with Griffey recently, too. That was just not one of them. Staying patient, though. I don't really know what I'm looking for here. Maybe that. I think I'm just cheating fastball, to be honest. He hasn't given it to me yet. He knows. There it was. I was a little bit late and nowhere close with my PCI again, but dude, I actually can't believe I just hit that ball at the track. What? Anyway, let's try to get 2 shutout innings with deGrom so we can get the mercy here. That'd be pretty fun. Again, Mondesi versus a righty. Go ahead and put the second baseman. Last at bat, he crushed a fastball. So he may be sitting fastball again. Let's try to get a 1-pitch out with a 2-seamer away. And he took it. Okay. Try to go up and in here. Just a classic sequence. We're trying to figure out where his bat is. He may also be flipping the approach around heavily and trying to work a walk to lead off this inning to try to get back in this game, because being down 10 this early, he definitely needs base runners. So he may just be taking. I don't really know. There's no way for me to tell, really. Yep, he was sitting fastball there, so we got the swing we wanted out of the 2-seam. And now we're going to bust him up and in, because I think we've gone slider in this situation every time so far. Good take by him. We're obviously not going to walk him, so here's a get-me-over slider. I'd rather throw a get-me-over slider than get-me-over fastball here. And I missed my spot anyway. God. Oh, that is really frustrating. Alright, deGrom's decently easy to steal on as well, so we are probably going to end up slide stepping every time here. We also have Jimmy Fox behind the dish, so even with the slide step, we may end up just giving it up.
1-1.
Trying to hesitate in case he's doing some funny stuff. Again, staying away from the fastball as well because I feel like he's cheating on it. Good rip by him. I'm going to go to first. It's my only play. I didn't realize he took off so slow from first, actually. I could have easily gone a second. I didn't look at the base runners till after I said that. Perfect. He's so mad. That was a good pitch, though, honestly. Good swing. So now we're chilling, though. He could steal third. It's not very common, though. He doesn't really gain a lot in the long term by stealing third here. Normally I'd bury a changeup here, but I don't know if I trust Fox here. I really don't want Mondesi on third if I bury one. So we'll try slider inside. We'll try changeup, maybe like here, just with the fastball tunnel. How did he take that pitch? Dear Lord. Alright, let's try to be cute. A little backdoor slider action. I'm still kind of pitching around Soto, even though I was ahead in the count. And now's a pretty classic pitch I throw with deGrom. I'll throw a four-seamer outside if I think they're cheating on it. Because at least if they're sitting fastball, if I throw it outside, they're going to be early. Whereas if I throw it inside, they're going to be perfect or whatever. But I kind of got the vibe he was not looking fastball there. That's why we challenged him. And he's been pretty good at taking pitches inside, protecting against the slider. So let's try to paint him, catch him looking. We got him swinging. Beautiful pitch. deGrom's fastball control is really, really good. That's why I feel comfortable falling behind in the count or like trying to nibble, even when I could possibly walk someone. That's not a good pitch. All right, that ended up being a good pitch. And last time we got Mickey with this back foot slider, but it's been so long he may not remember, so let's just try it again. He almost did. Now I don't care about Mondesi on third, and he almost took the bait on that. So now let's try to bury our changeup just for show. He took off with Mondesi, and we struck him out. He basically forced himself to swing there by stealing, and he doesn't gain anything by stealing. So kind of a misplay on his part, to be honest with you guys. All right, top of the fourth, first pitch hitter again. Rip one with Mondesi for a single. Another PCI check. Griffey misses the ball. We take those. We can't end up at third because he's going to come up firing. But leadoff single and error for Tatis. And now he's probably mad, so he's probably going to throw me another four-seam, and I'm going to cheat on it. He did not. Good job not being tilted, sir. He's throwing a lot of first pitch backdoor sliders, which is actually really weird. It's more of a pitch you want to throw later in the count, I feel, but whatevs. Good take there. We didn't really even know that was a ball. It's just not a tunnel we want to swing at in this situation. That was, but we were late. Feels bad. If I'm gonna swing at that 2-1, I gotta really turn and burn. So that was a bad at bat for me. I was sitting fastball, but my reactions just didn't do it.
The third baseman, number 13.
Hanging slider middle, and that's not gone. Sick. I don't know what happened on that swing. Now he can just walk Mookie. Feels bad. See if he does. I gotta be hyper aggressive again. Bruh. Bruh. Jesus, man. I shouldn't be complaining up 11-1, but you have to be joking. Okay. He was ready for fastball there. We've done a good job rocking chairs, so I'm just going to challenge him again in case he adjusts for the off speed. He was a little bit late on that. He did crush that. That was probably late side of good, but it's kind of borderline of the swing we were looking to get, so I'll take that. But even just in this 3 1/3 so far, I'm sure you guys could tell how I pitch with deGrom. I'm constantly trying to figure out where my opponent's bat speed's at, what they're looking for, and we're trying to play off of that. And we never really got into a situation where we really needed a double play in this game, and that's really why I haven't thrown many two seams. But that's That's my go-to pitch with deGrom when I need a double play, is you throw the two-seam away, and they have to protect against the outlier, and very often they're rolling it over for a ground ball. I should have thrown this more middle. That's just not a pitch anyone's going to swing at. Let's try a front door slider here. He's probably protecting against fastball, so if anything, he'll be early if he's swinging. Just kidding, he was late. Beautiful pitch, though. Got him to protect and swing late and fly out to center field. And now we're 1 out away from the mercy rule. See if we can get it. Cody Bellinger, final boss. Scarred hits 800 against me, so we're probably playing another inning. Early on the two-seam. Let's throw it again. Didn't hit my spot at all. Let's try this up and in slide piece. Good take. I don't know what to throw here. I'm just gonna throw that again. Good spot. Oh, he was late and got a single. Dang. That was a perfect pitch. Alright, we're actually gonna mound visit for confidence here, since technically, by definition, this is a high leverage at bat, since we could win the game if we get an out. So just get some more confidence here. I don't really care if he steals. Another changeup high gets him swinging early. That's a free strike. It's a lot like how pitchers throw like cutters inside in real life just to get them to foul it off, get ahead in the count. He's early on the slider away. We go to second base, and that's a GG. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'm sorry it was a 4-inning mercy rule, but honestly, you could learn a lot from me at the plate that game, and I hope you learned enough from me about how I pitch with deGrom. Again, like I said in the beginning, I think the key is to really not overthink it. My opponent in this one was a little different because he just came out of the gate ready to hit the fastball, and he did second pitch. But we made the adjustment immediately, held him to 2 hits. And yeah, against most opponents, you're going to be able to throw the 4-seam a lot. Like I'd say against most opponents, I throw the 4-seam 50-60% of the time. Like I said, this opponent specifically was just a different case, and that's why you have to be aware of what your opponent's trying to do. But when you're pitching with deGrom, stick with the fastball until you feel them start to adjust and speed their bat up, and then kind of get cute with the off-speed and the sliders, and throw the sliders a lot like how we did with Lamette in the yeah, he's mad. I'll leave this here for you guys if you want to read it in the last 5 seconds of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you guys' support this year. Let me know if you have any questions down in the comment section below. I would appreciate hearing your feedback, and I would love to help if you have any questions about what happened in this game. And if you made it all the way to the end of the video, leave a comment down below. So much salt. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.